What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start part 1 of our video series, how to buy sneakers from Japan. So in each one of these videos we'll focus on a different point, but this first video is basically going to be an outline that tells you what to expect. By the end of this series, I think everybody's going to be an expert on how to cop sneakers from Japan, and I want everybody to be aware that there's a lot that goes into this. It's not easy. So for those of you that are new, this is Vintage Kicks Gallery. All right, I want to get started with an overview of which auction services there are in Japan and which ones are predominantly on my radar. And that's going to be only 2. Mercari.jp, so there's Mercari US and there's Mercari Japan. You want to search Mercari.jp, and then the other one is going to be Yahoo Auctions Japan. Yes, Yahoo still exists, and it's actually huge in Japan. That's essentially their eBay. They do have eBay, but this is actually bigger in Japan. So, each one of them has their own, we'll call it workflow, as well as the stuff that you're generally going to see there. Mercari is going to be great for your Nike Dunks, Air Maxes, some Air Force Ones, but lately hasn't been too heavy by way of the 1985 Jordans or anything along those lines. Yahoo Auctions Japan, on the other hand, has been loaded with 85 Jordans. So I want you to be aware of both of them and understand that you cannot buy direct from either one of them. You'll have to buy a proxy service, but we'll get into that when we talk about the proxies. A lot of you have been asking which proxy service I use. Guys, they all suck. That's just the truth. But if you want to get started right away, Buy.jp is probably going to be your best bet. The second topic I want to address is the risk associated with this. And this needs to be on everybody's minds as soon as you get started on here. Guys, buying from Japan is super risky. I don't care how you look at it. Let's talk about the main points here. Number 1, you have no recourse if you get a fake. That's right, you have to legit check yourself. The second thing is, if an item arrives as not exactly as described, unless you bought the plan through Buy or whoever your proxy is, you're out of luck there as well. Let's say an item is stuck in customs, you don't get it for months. Again, nothing you can do about it. And guys, PayPal will not have your back with this. Trust me on that one. There's literally nothing you can do about fakes. All right, the third thing I want to address is the price you see is not generally what you're gonna pay. There are a lot of hidden fees. Number 1, you're gonna have to pay your proxy. The proxy fees are generally pretty cheap, but account for $5 or $10 along those lines. The next thing is shipping. There's no cheap shipping from Japan, especially to the United States. And right now, unfortunately, during the COVID-19, the only people that are running are DHL and basically C-mail, which takes forever and I do not recommend it. There's 2 shipping services you basically are going to only use. And guys, I'm talking about if you're shopping in the United States. That's going to be EMS, which is basically ran by USPS, and then DHL for the ballers. DHL is lightning fast, but it's expensive. How expensive? $40 to $50 per pair. And believe me when I say, do not consolidate your packages. It's cheaper just to ship them together. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. The next thing you have to worry about with the fees is the tariffs. Believe it or not, if you ship a sneaker from Japan to the United States and you get caught, you're subject to a 38% tariff. Yes, there's ways to get around it, but believe me, in the beginning, you're gonna get hit with some tariffs. And 38%, that's a bit steep. I got hit one time for over $1,000 in tariffs. It sucked. If you get hit with these, you can dispute it. We'll have a whole video on that. But guys, it is a pain. It takes a lot of time and there's no guarantee. Just think about that tariff before you smash that buy it now. The next thing I want to talk about is the actual structure of this. Yes, there's buy it nows, but mainly these auctions run on popcorn bidding. Popcorn bidding means that you basically can't snipe things. If you snipe things, you bid at the last second, you're the high bidder. Believe it or not, they're going to extend the auction for another 5 minutes to give other bidders a chance. Japan's very courteous like that, but it gets expensive. The next thing you need to realize with the auction structure is you cannot make offers, okay? They don't allow it. No proxy service does to my knowledge right now. So the price you see is the price you're gonna pay after you add in the fees. There's no getting deals on there. That makes it really, really difficult to wheel and deal, and you're gonna notice there's a lot of great stuff on there with some astronomical prices, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So on that topic, let's talk about what you want to do with your agent, your proxy. Number one, you're going to have to do everything through them. You basically can't do anything through the website itself. So that means any questions you're going to ask, you have to ask them through your proxy. That means about a day lead time. So if it's a good deal, it's not going to last if you're asking questions. The other thing is you're going to notice that in asking the questions, ask for better pictures, because through the proxy service, your pictures are like this big. It's almost impossible to see stuff. If you think this is something that maybe isn't going to go fast, or you have time to really inspect it, it's a high-priced item, ask for better pictures. Trust me on that, guys. It's well worth it to spend that time, and it's even worth the risk to let something go, because after all, if the pictures are hiding something, you don't want that anyway. On that topic, good deals go fast, so keep that in mind. Proxy services don't work instantly. So just like eBay, if somebody posts something right away, it's a feeding frenzy. A lot of people try to get it at once. When you're shopping through Japan or from Japan, the proxy services have to get your request. Then they actually have to physically go and buy it. There's a long lead time. That brings us to our next topic, the times. So, there's a difference in the time zones. You have to see what your time zone is compared to Japan. But keep that in mind when you're searching, because I like to search during peak times in Japan, not peak times in the US. They're very different. That means a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights, but trust me, it's worth it on that, because if you just stumble in there the middle of the afternoon, all the good stuff's taken.
Yay. All right. Yeah. Oh, well, all right. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's going to be your first course in how to buy from Japan, and we're going to continue these weekly. So the next one we're going to talk about is the proxy services themselves, how to get signed up, how to get set up, and the do's and don'ts for each one. Trust me, this is going to take a little bit of time, but you want to put in this time now versus getting ripped off or spending a bunch of money on stuff you don't want. Please like, please subscribe. We'll see you next time. And as always, thank you for watching.